We've been following the stories of Bosnian refugees still living in temporary refugee camps for several years now, after noticing a very short article in the local newspaper discussing the closure of the camps, which the government has been failing to close for 25 years. During our very first trip to the region, we visited Ježevac and met Hazira, who has been living in the camp since 1994. She did indeed survive the war and the Srebrenica genocide, where more than 8,000 boys and men were killed in 1995. But many surviving members of her family ended up in various refugee centers in the vicinity of Tuzla. Naturally, they all wanted to return home. As early as 1995, as soon as the fighting stopped, they headed there. As they approached the ruins that used to be their house, her little sister ran toward their home. Her father tried to stop her, but he could only hear the landmine exploding. At the doorstep of their house, Hazira's sister lost both legs, and no member of her extended family ever went to their home village again.
Last December, Hazira came back to her village Bljećevo, situated on a hillside just about Srebrenica, for the first time in 27 years. Bljećevo is now located in the Republika Srpska, just like the town of Srebrenica itself. In 1992, before the onset of the war, it comprised more than 100 houses inhabited by Muslim families. Today, there are only 11 houses left. As Hazira climbed the steep hillside, Milo Jarašević, a friend from her youth, explained to her, "Hamed Beshi's house used to be here. That was Muye Armić's house. There was Aura's house. And there, at the back, it was Imre's house." Hazira was crying and asking questions, but she wasn't listening to the answers. She understood it all. She survived the war, she survived Srebrenica, and she spent 25 years in a refugee camp, Ježevac.
When the Dayton Agreement was signed in November 1995, more than 2 million people were internally displaced in Bosnia and Herzegovina, which was more than half of the entire population of the country, according to the 1991 census. The displaced population included widows from Srebrenica. Most of them ended up in 23 refugee camps, and most of these camps that were set up as urgent temporary solutions still exist. Many widows, their children, and now even their grandchildren still live there.